I didn't hear you.
Oh, I thought you were downstairs. I said, can you bring the hand cream back up? But you're not even down there.
There's something right here, I think. Yes, I think this is full.
Will you turn that off too? Hi, viewer 371424.
You going live?
Yeah. Wednesday.
They already in there, motherfucker. I swear you be having some people.
Hi, December. Hello, hello. Hi, Corinne. Hi, Nick. Hi, Pearl. Welcome in, y'all. Happy Wednesday. It's hump day. Hey, Kat.
Welcome in, y'all.
Shut up. Hi, dark skin love girl. Hey, Lydia. Hey, Z. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in, welcome in. Hi, Kimberly. Will you start the wash? Hi, applesauce lover. Hey, Moni. Thank you for the likes already. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. If I miss your name, just say hi in the comments. I'll say hi to you. Hi, Amazing Grace. Hey, Mel D. Hey, Star. Hi, Lyrical Bookie. Hey, y'all. Hey. Hey, Jamira. Hey, Emirates. Y'all. Hey, Booze. Hi, Risa. Hello, hello. Okay, I'll see you in a bit, Star. Hi, Corinne. Thank you for the roses, Corinne. Hi from Washington State, Miss White. Oh, thank you. Skincare. I had to do my little, my bestie sent me like some Korean skincare, that little line that starts with an A. Y'all probably know what I'm talking about. It's pretty famous on TikTok. But she, hey, Lady Aries, my bestie is like, she's a skincare girly, like pays $1,500 for facials. Like that's her thing. She likes doing her skincare. So she had, yes, I think that's it, Kat. And so she was like, you need to try this. And then, so I use it. So I just did my like exfoliating time for the week. Hi, Charlene. Welcome in, y'all. Hey, Moni. You know what, Jamira? I really like it. I never like do reviews of products, but honestly, I really like it. I use it like maybe 2 times a week, 3 times a week, maybe. It is good stuff, Kat. I agree.
It's all right.
Chris it's all right, but he uses it. Hi, cheeky baby. I use it like 2 times a week. Other than that, I use Good Molecules as a brand. What's up, my girl? Applesauce lover, are you talking about, thank you so much, Jasmine. Are you talking about Alan's red carpet? Hi, K Boogie. Now you know I did. Hi, Keita. Hi, T. Now you know I did. Not they already removed it. Jamira, I feel that. I use Good Molecules, like Nia, whatever the fuck, Nia something. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They took it down. Wait a minute. It's okay, boo. It's okay. We back today. Oh, don't worry. Oh, wait. If you're a subscriber, I do have it on my page. You can go to Threads and probably see part of it because I screen recorded what I saw from Complex on Threads and I made a video about it. Was it longer than just 1 minute? Because that's what I screen recorded. Was like a minute of it. I did make a video. I just posted it right before I came on live, like maybe half an hour ago. So someone is saying, Kat, that it was a lot of negative comments, I guess. Applesauce lover, you're not wrong. Shutting up is always an option. Okay, Keita said it's on TikTok. Somebody posted it. People were giving side-eye memes and calling him performative. Hi, Gigi, my love. Maybe there's a cease and desist. You think so? If that was the case, why would he say anything at all? That I don't know if I think that. K Boogie, so at the award show, Alan got interviewed on the red carpet and was asked about his relationship with Nick and Alandria. Hi, Skylar. And so someone is saying that they think that it got taken down because maybe there's a cease and desist. That feels like a stretch. Because, I mean, would he be foolish enough to say something if there was? I don't know if I think he would be silly enough to say something if there was. Thank you, Gigi. Exactly. Mel, he didn't say anything bad. I don't think it was anything bad.
Fuck.
Not Adelaide. I love me some good molecules. I shouldn't be telling y'all because I ain't got no brand deals, but I do love me some good molecules. I feel like it does my skin beautifully. And then my moisturizer is, we use Oil of Olay.
Yeah.
Oil of Olay. I do use them for moisturizer. Listen, someone's management told them to take it down, you think. So here's the thing. Exactly, T. He didn't say anything bad. I don't know if I believe what he said. I don't know if I believe what he said. You know what I'm saying? And hi, Erica. Hi, boo. Yeah, I don't know why it got taken down, but I don't think he was honest. Yeah, yeah. So here's the thing. What he said in the interview, or it's not the whole truth. Here's the thing. Y'all know I'm only ever talking about them on live or if you're a subscriber. So y'all get to catch it right now. If you are not a subscriber, you get to catch my thoughts right now. So exactly, Chevy, right? So saying that they did not want it, and he wouldn't say who, okay? He wouldn't say who. He just said people didn't want it talked about publicly. The reason that doesn't make sense to me, Sakura, yes, we are. Period, Erica. If people don't want it talked about publicly, then why are we talking about it publicly right now? Hi, Ryan. If people didn't want it, that's what doesn't click for me personally. Because here's the thing. Hi, Shayla. Exactly. Right? So here's the thing for me. I actually could believe them sitting down and being like, y'all, hi, Lacey. This blew up on the internet. It went left. Let's just squash it. Hi, April fucking Flowers. Let's squash it. Let's not take nothing else to the internet. Let's just be cool. I could believe that because it did blow up on the internet. It blew the fuck up, I'm sure, in a way that nobody expected, right? I could believe that if Nick had not made a public post saying that he apologized privately, and if you were not right now also in this interview talking about it publicly. Hi, Ebony. So happy to see you too. So for me, it's like, and I don't disagree with you, B. I don't disagree with you, right? I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. A lot was said. And my thing is, I have so many thoughts, y'all. Let me back up. Okay, so let's take it back. Whew. Lacey, we're talking about Ebony, we are talking about, thank you, Jasmine. We are talking about the hi, Tavia, thank you for the follow. We are talking about okay, that's a good thing to note. The red carpet interview with Alan. Hi, Athena. Hi, Amina. So my thing, so here, listen, a lot was said, okay? Y'all already know that I have said before, and I stand by, there are often, lots of times, celebrities and public figures, right, will do things that have nothing to do with us. They don't impact us as a public. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what they eating, they making us shit. You know what I'm saying? It don't affect us at all. But because they want to be re-ingratiated to the public, because they want to sanitize their image, they will say something publicly. They will have some sort of, I think about Winona Ryder. I think about, what's that one boy? Robert Downing Jr., right? I think about Martin Lawrence, right? That shit ain't got nothing to do with us. But because PR matters, what the public thinks about you when you're a public figure, that matters actually. When they were showing their ass and acting the fuck out, we often heard about they're going to rehab. We hear about the ways that they're cleaning it up, right? Even though Mark Wahlberg, even though it has no impact on us as the public. So I actually don't buy into the narrative that he doesn't owe the public anything. If he wants to be re-ingratiated to larger public, you just do have to do certain things as a public figure. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's why Sierra left the villa and felt like she needed to get online and say something, right? She could have not. She could have not. But she wants to be a public figure, and so she knows that she has to, right? There is a certain, I don't care. I don't care. He didn't do anything to y'all. He doesn't owe y'all shit. If he wants the public to back him, he in fact does owe the public something. It's part of being a public figure. Now, if you don't give a fuck about being a public figure, then you don't have to, right? You don't. You're right. But if you want to be backed by the public, if you want the public to support you, then you actually do owe the public something. You do, right? Thank you so much for the gifts, you all. And I'm reading all of your comments as they're scrolling by, right? Yeah. So it's like, I think he actually does owe the public something. I think all public figures do when they fuck up. Hi, seventh letter, right? And listen, when... okay. But here's again, I also am of the mindset that I totally could understand. Shit blew up. Don't take nothing else to the fucking internet. Don't you say nothing the fuck else on the internet, because it has blown the fuck up. The public is gonna go crazy. So let's just say nothing anymore. Let's let it die down, right? I could buy that if you weren't talking to me publicly about it right now. Because if the request was not to address it publicly, then why are you addressing it? Because in that moment, when the interviewer says, lots of things get, addressed publicly or blow up publicly and then get addressed privately, would you like to say anything right now? Instead of spending 45 seconds, hi, Shay, telling me how people don't want it addressed publicly, you could have just said, I am so glad that we were able to reconcile. I have apologized and I've taken accountability for my part, and I'm glad that we were able to move forward. And that would have been, in my opinion, better than what we got. But instead, you spent 25 seconds telling me why y'all are not addressing it publicly as you are actively addressing it publicly. It was giving if Johnny had 5 apples, right? Like, it just did not make sense, right? And I agree. Someone said it was giving, thank you for the shares. It was giving backhanded, right? Because why is it now, yet again, first it was production. First it was production's fault. And now you're telling me it's someone else's fault again? I don't understand that. I don't understand it. And I just can't buy it. Y'all know I be on Alan's ass. Y'all know that. And I tell y'all a lot. He's only 23, you know. I want to believe that he can change. I want to believe that. And then every time, and I say this, I be saying this to she's actually live right now, my mutual. She has this one guy that comes on her panel, and I tell him, I'm like, you walk up to the line every time, you get right up there, and then you fuck it up. He will get right to the line. I'm like, okay, he's about to do it. He's about to redeem himself. And he'll be like, just kidding. Gotcha, bitch. And I'm just like, sir, you could just say nothing. Keith, I'm talking about Deontay. I ain't scared. I'll say his name. Shayla, for real, tricked ya. Gotcha. You know what I mean? And listen, I feel like, and I don't think it's another, y'all, I have so many thoughts. My brain be like, and this side, and this side, and this side, and this side. Hi, Curry. Hi, Anika. I don't think it was probably Nick and Alandria that said, oh, don't address it publicly. I can't imagine that because we heard Alandria. No, not Deontay Kyle, child. No, a cray-cray person. His name, no. No, Deontay Kyle, I like him. Shit, hold on. Okay. Alandria said to, what's that girl's name? Coco, right? You said it in public, we gonna address it in public. So I don't buy that Alandria didn't want to talk about it in public. Hi, B. Nick made a public post about your private apology. So I don't buy that it was either one of them. I don't think it was either one of them. Unfair to assume what? What am I assuming? I don't think it was either one of them based on how we've watched them maneuver. Right? So that doesn't make sense to me in my head. Right? And I feel you, Ebony. That doesn't make sense in my head. Right? And then he wanted Amaya to address publicly what happened. Right? So I could understand him being like, I like to address things publicly. I don't know if that's true for him when the shoe is on, like when it's him that needs to apologize publicly. So he did an interview with Revolt. For those of y'all that don't know, he did an interview with Revolt on the red carpet where basically he said, we are cool. We've been cool since the end of August. It's all love. I know that not everything makes it to the internet. You know, people didn't want certain things said on the internet. You know, they didn't want it addressed publicly. I feel like it should be addressed publicly, but you know, other people didn't want that. That's basically what he said in a nutshell. I heard that they took it down. I could understand people saying, let's not bring anything else to the internet. Because the internet is going cray-cray. I can understand that. And now Curry. Curry. I could understand that. And it just doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense, right? I want you to either actually talk about it. Thank you, Haven. Either actually talk about it or just don't. Like, just don't. Kismet, apparently, that's what everyone is saying. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? Once you put something on the internet, that shit lives there forever. Whether you want to take it down or not. Whether you want to take it down or not. So Anika, I'm gonna give this take here, but I'm gonna make a larger take for subscribers because I saw the pictures of Ola and Shelly like hugging. The one where they're like caught off guard and hugging, and the one where they're like actually posed. And this is a hot take, y'all. This is a hot take. I think Olandria misses her friend. I don't think it just gave professional. In the off guard, I think Olandria misses her friend. I don't think that Shelly feels the same. And so for people that are saying they think it was Michelle that said don't address, thank you so much for the gifts, Bino. They think that it's Shelly that's saying don't address it. I could see that. I could believe that, sure. I agree. Yeah. So I say that to say I could believe that for those of y'all that are saying you feel like it was Shelly that said don't say anything else publicly. And we watched Shelly really kind of coach him in the early days when they left the villa, right? When they left the villa, you are watching Shelly kind of like make him control it in certain interviews. You know what I mean? How is that villainizing her? Why is that a villain to say, like, why do you perceive her as a villain? Okay, why do you perceive her as a villain? Because she doesn't miss her. She doesn't have to miss her back. She also pretty... Tina, do you think it's a bad thing that she misses her? No, I think it's a natural human reaction. That's a natural human emotion to like miss someone that you considered a friend to you. To miss someone that you shared a lot of like, y'all have to remember that the island is a very interesting pressure cooker experience. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm sure that she felt very bonded to her. She called her soul sister, y'all. Of course she, like, that would not, like, that's not a negative thing to me. That's not negative. Grief is interesting. Right? It doesn't mean that she's like, oh, I'm just going to forgive everything. But like missing her is like, that's not bad. That's a villain cut as if the friendship was always been one-sided. I don't know what you mean, Lazy Girl Gourmet. Are you saying that I'm saying their friendship has always been one-sided? Because the people that are in here will tell you that I've literally never argued that. Yeah, we seen them morning lap sharing blankets. Did we forget? Right, exactly. I don't think that she's even going to take her back as a friend, y'all. It's the same way that you can like miss a partner after you break up, but you know that you're never going back to the relationship, but you still miss it. You know what I mean? No, it's not a dumb question at all. Yeah, don't put words in my mouth. I never say that. Oh, okay. Yeah, like you miss people that you're like, I know that that's not a good relationship for me. And I still miss that person. I still love that person. We still shared really like important memories together. I don't think that's negative at all. Exactly, user MS. It is a basic human emotion. And you can be cool on the relationship and still be like, damn, like I miss that person. Like, damn, we shared a lot of like life together. You know, you have to understand again, like it's like, not like I'm saying that this is what happened for them, right? But like, they are going so fast. I'm trying to keep up. I'm trying to watch the comments. So like, oh, thank you for saying that. It is complex, right? I'm always going to try to give a nuanced take and be fair, right? For me, I think about like my my kiddos that used to live on site with us, those kids are going to share a bond forever, even though it was a traumatizing experience, I'm sure, for them to be with us, right? Who doesn't want to be at your house? Nobody wants to be at a level of care where you have to live with your team. You know what I'm saying? And the people that you're living with, you make a bond, right? Even if you're like, oh, that is like awful. That was an awful experience. You have a bond. And so I think that they have a bond, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I think it's okay and normal for her to miss the friendship, even if she knows she would never go back. Thank you, dark skin lover girl. It is a big win for NYC. Congrats, y'all. Congrats. Colorado also decided that we were going to tax the rich to pay the kids, and I love that for us.
What big win happened in NYC?
Their mayor changed.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. Wins all around. And they do hurt. Friendship breakups hurt a lot. You think so, Beanie Baby? I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know. I don't know anything about the photographer, y'all. I don't know anything about the photographer. Exactly, Dawn. Exactly. Care Bear, we were just talking about the red carpet experience. Thank you all so much. You got so quickly to over 25K. You're already at 33.3K. 333, we love it. Okay, 33.4 now. Never mind. But we love it. 333 moment.
There's over 270 people in there, so let's get it up. Let's keep going.
Y'all, I don't know. Oh, the photographer was being messy. That's not cute. That's not cute. We don't like it. Y'all, I struggle. Y'all know I struggle to just be like, I did not watch what Shelly said, dark skin lover girl. Hey, AS, I don't know what she said. Will y'all tell Anika what the photographer was doing to be messy? But yeah. Hi, Sarah. He wanted screenshots of the Stan mess after the post. He's friends with Michelle and Alan. He turned off the comments. I did, Sarah. That's what we were just talking about. Oh, the Stans were fighting in the comments, and he was, oh, thank you so much, American Dream. And he was kind of like egging it on. Is that what you mean? Then before he turned the comments off, he was asking for screenshots of the Twitter mess. Yeah, okay. Boo. Listen, I'm not a fan of the Stan Wars. Stans are unwell, okay? Hi, Rachel. Stans are unwell. Y'all know I made that video for subscribers about Alan on live. So if you're not a subscriber, you can't even watch what I say. If you're not a subscriber, you can't even watch what I say. Why are they still in my DMs? You don't even know what I said, and you're in my DMs. They're weird. So they don't need any ammunition, okay? Woo! Them people need to go outside. They need to go outside. Ooh, Erica, as you should. But yeah, y'all, I feel like Applesauce User said earlier, and like I always say, shutting up is always an option. Sap, do you think they will ever be friends? Who do you mean exactly? Who do you mean exactly? And here's the thing. You know what's so sad about that? Someone said they bullied the interviewer. Oh, Whimsy. They bullied the interviewer into going private. What's so sad about that is that honestly, the interviewer was asking the question that everybody else wants the answer to. She was just the first person bold enough to actually ask it out loud. Oh, the photographer commented to please enjoy the picture. Don't spread hate. Like, all she did was ask the question that everybody else already wants to know the answer to. So that's really not that negative. But what I don't understand, and again, y'all know y'all asked me to watch Alan's interviews on YouTube. I don't remember who it was. But it was two different ones. Picture This and something else that y'all asked me to watch. And I watched them and then I gave you my take. And in one of those interviews, he literally said he didn't want to talk about that was the past. Because she tried to ask that same question. And he said he didn't want to talk about it anymore. I did AS. I made a video about it for subscribers. So I don't understand why he talked about it on the red carpet. You didn't want to talk about it 2 months ago. Exactly. He said, I put the show behind me respectfully. Like he didn't want to address it. So why are we talking about it now? And talking about it explicitly to say that we're not talking about it. I don't understand. And so here's to one of y'all's points. You said exactly. Short apology and move on, right? Someone said someone just said they think he saw Blues live. We do remember he told us, right, that he sees everything on the internet. That's what he said. I don't think he sees everything on the internet, right? But that's what he said, right? I see everything on the internet. I see everything, right? While he was in that video where he was doubling down about his podcast interview with Speedy. I see everything. So to me, when he said, I'm a big fan of if it's done in public, it should be addressed in public, I just felt like you were seeing things on the internet. Someone else said that, Curry, that they think he saw Blues live. I think he saw the public saying after Nick's statement, we don't care because it needs to be public. I think that's why he's now saying that on the carpet. And that might be why he decided he was going to say something at this point, right? Because he didn't know how the public will respond until Nick posted, he apologized in private, let's move on, and the public said, we don't give a fuck. It needs to be loud, it needs to be public. And there were think pieces about that, right? Where people were saying, nah, you're gonna have to say something publicly. And so I think that might be, if we look at the timeline, why now he's trying to say on the red carpet, well, I didn't say anything publicly because people didn't want me to say anything publicly, right? But he could have used that time to just actually say something publicly. In my opinion. If you were going to say something, then just use it to actually say something of substance publicly. Not, I'm not talking about it because other people don't want me to talk about it. That doesn't make any sense to me. And it definitely just gave another, like, production. You know, it was just like, I can't be held accountable for this. I can't be responsible for this. And I just want better. I want better from him. Otherwise, I would just rather you keep saying nothing. You know what I mean? Just keep saying nothing then. That's fine. That's fine. But if you're going to say something, then say something of substance. Because again, the same 25 seconds of no one wants me to talk about it publicly, blah, 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 could have been, you're right, things do happen privately, even though, 308, even though they were addressed publicly. I did apologize. I take accountability for my part. And it could have been like, finally, move on, right? But that's not what he chose to do with that 25 seconds. He chose to make it somebody else's fault again for 25 seconds. Or however long it is. I don't know how long it was. I think the whole clip was like maybe a minute that I saw at least. It is on Threads. It is on Threads. Somebody else said it's on Twitter. If you're a subscriber, you can watch my video where I clip it in. I don't even know if he's trying to loosely blame Nick. I just think I just think trying to blame anyone is a shit move. I think someone said it might be on TikTok. I just blaming anyone at this point, it's a shit move. Like, let's just not. You know what I mean? And so to your point, Trini says, I think Nick and Ola told him to keep their name out his mouth. He could have said in that moment exactly what he said in his other interview, which was, respectfully, I've moved on from that. That's not what he did. He spent 50 seconds telling us how they're cool and I just didn't address it publicly because other people don't want me to, blah, blah, blah. If he was told to keep their name out of his mouth, then that's what he should have done, right? Instead, he said, production made me do it. Production made me do it. Hi, Mika. And I think this, what we're witnessing, right, is like the danger. What we're witnessing is the danger of a public persona before we are like fully developed as a human being, before we really understand what, thank you, Mika, what accountability and like responsibility for our actions look like, is when we have this level of like, hold on, y'all. Nani. Hold on real quick. Real quick. Is she coming? Okay, if she comes in, then I'll pause again. What we're seeing in this moment, right, is like, exactly, former child stars, Ella, right? So when you achieve this level of acclaim, and I've said this before about other creators that are like really young and still kind of like figuring themselves out and developing themselves and like learning who they are and how they want to be publicly, right? Unfortunately, what happens with fame, with wealth, with money, right? Even if you're not wealthy yet, but if you have access to money, if you have access to fame, right, to public persona, there's a certain level of power that comes with that. And with that power comes insulation. And if you don't have good people around you, then that insulation allows bad behavior to continue to persist because there's nobody in the crew holding you accountable. Ain't nobody gonna tell you, this is why we got blue faces, right? This is why we got Krishan's, right? Because if you are the breadwinner, if you are the money maker, ain't nobody about to check you. Ain't nobody about to get on you about your bad behavior. No, you run the danger. Yes, Kia, you run the risk of the danger of not having people in your life that will hold you accountable. The DDGs of the world. Yes, clock it, right? You run the risk of, yes, exactly. Y'all are naming them. You run the risk of people insulating you because that is a way to also protect their bag. And you just have a bunch of yes people around you, right? Exactly. He's another one. He's another one. Another one. Thank you. Right? You have people around you that will enable and maybe even encourage, depending on the persona that you're taking on. I think this happens a lot with our one Love Island commentator, right? People will yes, her too, dark skinned lover girl, right? People will allow you or even encourage poor behavior from you. Because by default, you're in the right because you have a certain level of power and wealth and acclaim, right? And this is why, another one, thank you. This is why certain celebrities will get away with things, right? I've given y'all this example before in relationship to Glorilla, Meg Thee Stallion, and Glorilla's makeup artist, right? When Glorilla's makeup artist posted those photos and Glorilla was a complete asshole to that woman, nobody gave a fuck. Very few people gave a fuck. Okay? Very few people gave a fuck because Glorilla was the person with power in that dynamic. And so by default, she was the person they were going to believe. But when Glorilla started tripping with Meg has more power, has more social capital than her. So immediately, Meg was going to be sided with over Glorilla, right? Even though Glorilla has social capital, right? But Meg is more up. And so you see the same thing with with Alan. You see the same thing with these people, right? It's like, if you are not careful, and I agree with y'all, right? Like maybe 25 needs to be, 24, 25 needs to be the minimum age for Love Island, right? Because when you are giving people access to that level of fame, when you are giving people access to that level of wealth before their brain is fully developed. Hi, Jay Monet. My night is going well. User MS is somebody talking shit. When you give them access to that level of fame and that level of wealth at such a young age, you run the risk of stunting people, right? You run the risk of enabling bad behavior and them being in an environment that never corrects that. And then you are, 10, 15 years later and people are going, they were always this way or they were always that way. And everybody else is like, oh my God, I can't believe it. But it's like, but they were always that way, but y'all insulated it and you protected it, right? I heard through the grapevine that they don't even have actual therapists on the show. They have coaches. But I don't know if that means they have coaches because you can't. So like, our licenses are restricted by state. So like you can only practice in certain states based on your licensure. Thank you, Gigi. And so I don't know if they have coaches because it's like, well, technically they're not licensed in Fiji. And so the way that they get around that is by calling them coaches. Or if they really are not therapists at all and they're just life coaches. Exactly, B. So when you're in another country, like I have international clients, I cannot see them as a therapist. I can't see them as a therapist. We can work together as like coaching, but I can't see them as a therapist. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it's like they actually are trained as therapists, but are legally coaches. For sure they can noodle with production. Or if they're not, you know what I mean? So yeah, y'all, I don't know, y'all. I don't know, y'all. Wait, Queen, what did you say? What did you say? Stop, Sakura. Stop. Anna, we are wrapping. Aubrey, there was a Revolt interview on the red carpet. It has been since removed by Revolt, but you can find it apparently all over TikTok. Well, at least all over Twitter and on Threads. Where Alan discusses his relationship status present day with Nick and Alandria. Sort of. I mean, that's where we started, Anna. Siobhan, I don't know why they removed it. There's lots of reasons that people are speculating. I don't know why they removed it. I can't say for sure. They haven't like actually said why. Yes, B. David, they removed it. So yeah, even if it's not even just the timeline for me. It's not even the timeline. It's what he's saying explicitly. So yeah, I don't know, y'all. And I just feel like, again, I'm trying to like I try to not be so absolute when it comes to him because he's so young. You know what I mean? So I try not to be like, good. But I do wonder, I guess. Hi, P. I do wonder if, exactly, Kat, he's young and the behavior could change. I do wonder, because he is so young and the environment that he is in, again, if he doesn't have someone pulling his coattails, if he doesn't have someone that loves him enough and cares about him enough as a human to be like, babe, that's not it, right? I think he runs the risk of this developing into a long-term behavior. Listen, y'all, listen, y'all, I know how y'all feel about him, and I be having a lot of grace because, like I told y'all, I used to be a fucking crash out. I used to be a crash out, y'all. Listen, here's the thing though, y'all. Y'all are saying that like Michelle needs to get away. Michelle she's gonna tire out. I thought that initially as well. I don't know what I feel like today about that. Exactly, Nikki. If the people around him are co-signing the behavior, he has no incentive to change. If it gets co-signed, but furthermore, as long as he stays monetized while behaving in that way, there's no reason for me to think there's anything wrong with my behavior. There's no reason for me to think that. Why would I think that? No, I'm up. I'm up in life. Why would I think there's anything wrong with how I'm behaving? You know what I mean? Bebby asked me, Tina, do you honestly think his character makes for a good partner in a relationship? Mish, I see your question too. Did you already talk about her photo op with Ola? Briefly, yeah. I'll be making a video about it for y'all. Mika, I have always said I think it's a 5-year time frame. Nikki said I also was a crash out, but I wasn't a manipulator. Do I think that I struggle to say that it's his character right now. And I know. People are like, Tina, no, it is. He's that person. I get it. I just do. I'm not going to be willing to say that until he's 25 and older. I see a lot of things that are like, this might be who he is. And I think it's hard for me to say that while he's still not 25. Exactly. Ty, that's how I feel. That frontal lobe is still not developed. It's a lot for me to just decide that that's how he is at 23. And I think that's a great point. Z, character or not, he's causing harm. I don't disagree with that statement. I don't disagree with that statement. A said it's mostly developed, LOL. I don't disagree with that statement. I don't know anything about that stream, American Dream. So I think somebody like, hi, my love. Somebody said that, I guess I didn't see it. So, no, I know it doesn't just happen at 25. I just know that it's not done. Right. And so I would hate to just be like, no, yeah, that's who that nigga is. And it's not done. Like, I want to believe, and I'm a therapist, y'all. So of course I'm going to have a little bit of optimism. I just want to believe that, like, if he wanted to, he could. Listen, y'all, I'm just saying. Well, and that's the thing. Okay, that is, I'm being too kind to him. I will give you that, Charlene. I will give you that. accountability is key, is what Charlene said. Because here's the thing. When I was a crash out, I knew I was fucking crashing out. I knew I was fucking tripping. And I always would, like, my dad used to be mad as fuck about it because I used to be crashing out on my ex-husband, y'all. My dad would be like, you, it's not your fault. And I'm like, well, I mean, you right. I didn't do that. I didn't do the thing that made me do the thing, but I still did the thing I did. Like, you know what I mean? I took a lot of accountability for my shit. I will say that. I did still have a lot of self-reflection from a very early age. And I don't know that we see that with him. I will give you that. I will give you that. I will give you that we don't necessarily see him saying, damn, let me take accountability for my actions. Right? What I'm saying he could have easily done in this moment. He instead tries to shift blame. So you know what? I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that. Moonlight, I don't disagree. Did you have at least an ability to be self-reflective? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna tell y'all all my business, but I definitely used to be doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Shayla, I definitely used to be doing shit, y'all. Okay, I used to be tripping. Okay, but I at least was always like, nah, yeah, I was tripping. Okay, you didn't have any reflection. Okay, yeah. So if you grew, then maybe he can grow. Applesauce Celebrity, tell me what it is, babe. Listen, Beanie Baby, you talking about them signs, them sun signs, right? When I found out that Michelle was a Virgo, Lacey said, I know it was not your fault when you was tripping, Cena. Listen, he used to be doing shit, okay? And you can only do so much shit before I start tripping. It take a lot for me to trip, but when I trip, I'm tripping. But yeah. And I'm not, y'all are all entitled to your opinions about that man. But Beanie Baby, yeah, when I saw that she was a Virgo, listen, I love y'all down, Haven. I love you. I know it'd be so many Virgos in here with me. But my mama a Virgo, and I know how them Virgos be, child. Okay? Now, I'm not saying this is you. I'm just saying. My mama don't have very many solid friendships, okay? It'd be very fake and fraud and phony. I'm just saying. How do I think with Ola on the rise to be a celebrity, how do I think they're going to react, crash out, or reattaching? I think if they're smart, I think if they are wise, they are going to quietly go along their own way and make their own path regardless of what's happening with her. Bass clock it. So male-centered. Okay, the stories I could tell about that woman. Me and my sisters are gonna have a podcast at some point. And them stories is probably gonna come up. But I was pushed, Lacey. Listen, Jay, I love y'all. I love y'all in here. Don't misunderstand me. I'm just saying I have some very intimate relationships with Virgos, and I just know. I just know. So I would think, babe, if they're wise, they're going to just move on. You feel me? Kiki a Virgo too. Kiki, Huda, Shelly, bodies. They're all male-centered. Listen, I'm sorry, y'all. I love you. I hope that you are healed. I hope that you have gone to therapy and you are evolved and this is not true for you. No, Ope, Virgo and Pisces are sister signs. We absolutely the fuck are not. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just saying, I love a Taurus down. I love me a Taurus, okay? But Virgos, y'all be too wanting to lock in on a plan. Can we just go with the flow? Girl, you acting like I'm tripping because I'm chilling. And you out here stressing me out. I'm a March Pisces. My mother is a September Virgo. September 10th. But yeah, y'all, if they are wise, I think what everybody wants is to reattach to Alandria. I've said this to y'all repeatedly before. Hi, Rachel. I've said this to y'all repeatedly before. Bernice, and listen, if you've been in my live before, I told y'all I got a grudge against Beyonce. I got a grudge against Beyonce since she broke up the original 4 of Destiny's Child. I don't care. I know it was her daddy, but I ain't never letting it go. But listen, y'all, that's that Pisces shit for real. I ain't never gonna forget. Okay, I keep a receipt. But everybody is going to want to reattach to Alandria and to Nick because they have all the social capital. You know what I mean? Like, they are the fucking program. They are everything, right? And primarily Alandria, right? Primarily Alandria. Period, Erica. Gang, gang. And so for me, it's like everybody's going to want to reattach. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm March 8th, period. International Women's Day, so I'm always gonna be biased toward the girlies. But I don't think that Alandria is foolish enough to reattach to certain people. Ivy, yes. I don't think she's gonna be foolish enough to attach to certain people. And if Nick is, I know that Nick is a March Pisces as well. If he's a March Pisces like how I'm a March Pisces, he's getting older, you know what I mean? It will come more with age, but it's definitely gonna be like I ain't gotta necessarily be like on some rah-rah with you, but I'm not fucking with you. I'm gonna keep a receipt. No thank you. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that they're ever going back to those friendships because they're wise. I'm sorry, Star. I'm sorry, boo. People think that Alandria is dumb, but I don't know why. Well, I do know why. Do you know why people think that? People think that, well, for a couple of reasons, but one of the reasons why some people think that Alandria is naive is because motherfuckers refuse to acknowledge that she can't see fucking confessionals. And they keep wanting to hold her accountable around that shit that Taylor said to somebody other than her. Pisses me off. And some people are just committed to wanting her. They want her to be done. So they can be like, see, because they want to be right about her. Because them motherfuckers act like they know everything they fucking situationships think about they asses. No, you don't. Y'all be getting played in the real fucking world. So why y'all got so much smoke for Alandria? That pissed me off all season. And I'm like, y'all are mad at her for not knowing shit that this man didn't say to her. Why are y'all asking her to be a mind reader? The fuck? Thank you. 7th letter. She was deceived, not naive. Because as soon as that man publicly did what he did with that one little girl, with that one other woman, right? She was like, okay, 48 hours? What was it? 48, 72 hours? And then she was like, reading him? So like, I need y'all to be fucking for real. You know what I'm saying? Be fucking for real. Yeah, you saw it over 4 episodes, but them episodes were half a day. In their world, it was like 72 hours. You know what I'm saying? Before they were at the Stand on Business Challenge and she was saying what the fuck she was saying. Well, y'all, I remember it differently about Shelly and her, and I know people have big feels about what they think her and Shelly's relationship was in the villa. Exactly, Biba. Honda Civic got love bombed, but Alandria was dumb. Y'all just don't have grace for black women. Y'all just expect black women to know everything all the time. Okay, y'all, we not gonna mess up. We not gonna distort what happened now. We're not gonna distort what happened. This is where you see me. Listen, after the picking happened, Michelle said to her, disrespectfully, fuck that man. That's what Michelle said. Disrespectfully, fuck that man. Sierra then said, but we're going to support whatever you want to do. And so Michelle was like, oh yeah, I mean, whatever you want to do. That was Sierra that initially replanted that, like, go back, right? And we have to remember that Alandria said, in the real world, I would just be like, fuck y'all, right? But I was trying to do something different. So I have always given Michelle, I agree, Renice, I have always given Michelle the benefit of the doubt that when Alandria talked about that in that interview with Kiki, about, Michelle was encouraging me to, like, give him the chance, whatever. And we did see Michelle say, don't forget to have that conversation. But that was Michelle trying to encourage her friend who was trying to do something different. Not about, like, yeah, girl, go get your man. Y'all point me to the episode where that's what she said, because I don't remember ever hearing her say that. What I perceived that as was Michelle was like, okay, you are trying to do something different by not being like, fuck you, and at least have the conversation. So I'm going to support that as your friend. That's how I perceived it. I think that things changed once they left the villa. I think things changed once they left the villa, personally. Who are you talking about? Y'all just be in here yapping. Y'all hate Michelle so bad. You know her? Because I didn't say anything hateful about that girl. I'm literally defending her. That's so weird. You remember, because it was the first time you doubted Shelly. What did she say? Because, exactly. It got said in the Kiki interview, Cupid. But you recently rewatched shit. God, I don't know how y'all could re-subject yourself to that. She said, go back. I didn't hear her say go back. I heard her say, when they were sitting the next day, she was like, yeah, keep talking. She's like, and don't forget to, like, have that conversation too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, y'all, maybe I'm misremembering. All of y'all are saying she said go back. Miss Petty, that's how I remember it as well. That she said, like, you can stay open to him. That to me is not the same as, like, girl, fuck all those other people and go get your man. Which is how I think people try to paint it. And that's not how I remember it. That's not how I remember it. I remember her being like, if that's what I'm going to support you. And, like, he's also an option. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not the same as being like, go get your man back from that girl. You know what I'm saying? And I think that really only is even a problem if you believe that Michelle knew that Taylor was stringing her along all along. You know what I mean? They were. That's how I perceived it. But either way, y'all, today, right now. And I wouldn't either. I want to see the clip. And here's the thing. That's what I will give you, Miss Case. Saying that he's an option when the day before she was like disrespectfully fuck that man. You know what I'm saying? But I think she was trying to hold space for, I know that, listen, we're not going to act like a lot of people don't be out here like, my friend is ultimately going to do whatever the fuck she want to do. So girl, I'm going to let you, because I feel like that happened a lot with Janae and Leah when it came to that man. When it came to Triple K Kenny. Because if you watched Beyond the Villa, there was a whole scene with PPG where Serena and Leah were clearly having a conversation without talking out loud about Triple K Kenny. And Janae was just, but no, he didn't. And they were just like, okay, girl. So like, we're not going to act like sometimes you don't just be like, you know what? My friend gonna do what they want to do, child. So whatever. You know what I'm saying? Hi, Heavenly. No, not at the picnic, Erica. When they were sitting around, when they were talking about Leah's cancer scare and Serena's anxiety, and Janae was talking about how Triple K Kenny said he didn't want to move in with her, and then how much he loved the dog. And Serena and Leah were looking at each other. They were like, really? Like, they were like they were clearly having a conversation without talking to Janae out loud. About what they were thinking, you know? And Leah was definitely telling her, like, no, you're valid to be upset about the fact that he doesn't want to live with you. Like, that is weird. You know what I'm saying? And Janae was like, well, you know, his reason was valid enough and blah, blah, blah. And so they were just like, okay, girl. We're going to let it go. You know what I mean? So we're not going to act like sometimes we don't be like, girl, that nigga ain't shit, but all right, girl. Hey, I support you. I love you either way. Like, sometimes we do that. You know what I mean? Exactly. Yeah, yo, I'm not gonna dog her for that. It's whatever. And again, like I said, right now today, I don't think that I don't think that Alandria, I think she misses her, which I think is a very human emotion, y'all. I think that's a very normal emotion to feel. I think that Alandria really values her mother's advice and her mother's guidance. And so I don't see her going back into that friendship dynamic. Never in the same way it was before. I think she misses her Ivy based on the body language in their hug. Not the one where they're posed next to each other. The one where somebody catches a picture of them hugging each other. The way she's leaned in, I think she might miss her friend. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I don't think they're going to listen to the public. My hope is that they don't listen to the public. I agree. Exactly, Erica. You miss a friend sometimes, even if they were a bad friend. Y'all be missing them dirty, low down ass, dirty draw ass niggas. Why she can't miss her friend? Or former friend, whatever. You feel me? Like, it is what it is. So, like, that don't mean shit, you know? I just be telling my clients when they be missing they little raggedy, listen, make a list, baby. Remind yourself why they ain't shit. So that when you start missing them, you can run down the list. And yeah, ultimately they're going to be in the same spaces sometimes. And so they absolutely do have to know how to like just be okay, you know? It is what it is, you know? And that too, Tashina, or the hug could have been thank you for speaking up, but she cool off her. I could see why exactly heartbreak is heartbreak. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that she's going on Beyond the Villa lane. I don't think that she or y'all make Shelly an angel. I don't know what you mean by that. Um I don't know. I don't know that they're going on Beyond the Villa. I don't want to see them on Beyond the Villa. Yes, already in motion, right? And a bunch of people did already confirm, and I don't think that they were confirmed. If Honda Civic ends up on Beyond the Villa, it's gonna be so funny. Like I feel like they would never have another Beyond the Villa again because at that point you didn't have Triple K Kenny and now Kiki Key to Hard R Honda Civic. Yeah, you can't have no other Beyond the Villas. It's just cursed at this point. Nobody else. If the check is big enough, then they might do it. Not all money is good money. I don't think that Beyond the Villa deserves to curate an image of Melandria any further beyond what they did on Love Island. They played in her fucking face. They don't need to curate an image of that woman anymore. No. Disrespectfully, fuck them. Yes, season 2 was confirmed right after season 1. Oh, you said not you, Tina. People making it seem like, oh, she deserves a Landra's friendship. No, you're okay, baby. You don't have to be quiet. I just be wanting to understand what y'all are saying. Who would they even feel with nobody to say? Clock it, right? Clock it. I don't think so, Mika, because I think they were saying that like Pepe confirmed to TMZ. Cause you know Pepe can't stop talking, child. Well, you know, Lane, if Taylor and Clark are on Beyond the Villa, then finally she will get to be back in the city. Finally. Because she's been shoveling horse shit since she left the villa. So good for her. Yeah, I heard that it was mostly Casa people. Y'all, she don't want to be free. She's not held captive. Thank you, bae. I heard that it was mostly Casa people, that Pepe was saying it was, y'all had told me, him, Jeremiah, was it? I feel like Zach with a C. Who else? I don't remember who else at this point. Austin and TJ and Iris and Bella. Okay. They want to make Iris and TJ an it couple so bad. Maybe it wasn't Jeremiah. They want to make Iris and TJ an it couple so bad. Hi, Toy. And it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Fetch isn't happening. Like, no, thank you. Please do not bring Bella back with that black sit. Please, please, no. Please, no. Ah! Like, I don't, no, thank you. No, thank you. They just, like, Iris, does she even speak? Does she even speak? What is she going to say on the show? She just no, Viva, come on. Does she talk? And it's like, okay, it's one thing if you're getting edited out on the show. Clock it. Clock it. The American dream. It's one thing if you're getting edited out on the show, but even on live, she just be. Do you know words? Like, she don't even talk on live stream. Y'all, am I lying? Am I lying? I'm just saying. That's a big word for Elmo. Beautiful girl. Does not speak. Right? Just look pretty. Listen. It's giving trophy wife. Which is great. You know? Y'all, I feel like Clark talk more than her. Amaya might do beyond. Oh my God. Ugh. I don't want her on anything that does not have a script. Okay? The only thing I want her to say is what somebody else tells her to say. I don't want her trying to come up with any more one-liners on my screen. None. No, thank you. If it doesn't have a script, I don't want to hear it. Okay? Did I see that commercial? No. It's so bad. So bad. Once a punchline, so bad. I don't want it. No, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah, I don't. Will producer add Sierra for? No. They will never bring Sierra back. They fired her. That would be like them bringing Triple K Kenny back. I don't think they're ever going to do that. When you have to remember, the reason why they fired 404 is because the public lobbied to get her fired. They're not going to bring her back. They're not going to bring her back. It's never going to happen. Never going to happen. Vogue has a clap back to what? No. She's a liability. Exactly. Ola needs to go ahead and be on Real Housewives as soon as she hits 35. And Lacey, she was only at the reality games because she got invited, because that's some streamer shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 35. I don't want to see her on. Everybody on Real Housewives is very seasoned. That's why I like the show, because they grown, right? I don't think she needs to be on there before she's grown. I mean, she's grown now. I don't mean it like that, but I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like, she needs to be much older than she is right now before she's on Real Housewives. Kenya ain't even on there. So Kenya can't tell nobody who she want on there. Kenya ain't even on there. Kenya twirling at her house. Okay? And was Ashley Darby enjoyable to watch, Heavenly? And how old was Ashley Darby's husband? So once you put their ages together, she averaged her out to around. I'm sorry, I'm being petty. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying, y'all. And Ashley Darby ain't got no storyline at all. But how old was Candace on the show? Was she less than 30 years old? Next Gen LA, I wouldn't want to see her on Next Gen. And the reason why is, one, Next Gen was full of fucking racist microaggressions. And two, I feel like that is explicitly for people that are next generation, like wealthy babies. You know what I mean? Like, they come from money. That's explicitly like the narrative of the show. She don't need to be on that. I agree. I would prefer them on their own show, y'all. I think that they would be great on their own show. I've said before, I would love to see like a little travel experience. I would love for them to curate their own image on like a YouTube. Like, not even necessarily be on a network. Because if you're not on a network, you're getting more of your bag on your own. You know what I mean? You're not paying all these people. Aaliyah taught me that. You're not paying all these people before you get your check. So I think them hiring their own production company and doing a cute little something on YouTube or you know what I mean? That lots of people have access to and can subscribe to pay for or whatever. That's where it's at. That's where it's at. They can get their own bag. They have Henry. I don't know who Henry is. But yeah. Vibing with the Van Carthens, period. That's a cute idea. Now, Anna. Now, Anna. You fucking know I'm not. You petty, because you know I'm not. You funny for that. You funny for that. But yeah, no, I will not be. No, thank you. I don't even want to hate listen, y'all. I don't even want to hate listen. Oh, that wasn't me that came up with the name. Somebody else put that in the comments. Vibing with the Van Carthens. I was just reading it out loud. They could, I'm sure they could get something on Netflix and they're still paying somebody else. Wait. Okay, when they come up again, I will. What are they saying that they need to be blocked for? I watch Netflix. I have Hulu as well. My thing is, again, though, then they're still paying. Somebody else is still getting paid before they get their check. And I'm not saying that that's negative. I'm just saying they could keep more of the check. Yeah, I think a travel show, or even just like a behind the scenes. Lane is trolling. That's funny. They could put it on YouTube first and then sell it to Netflix. They not saying nothing crazy though, y'all. They may be trolling, they a little annoying, but whatever. Yeah. Do I think the live stream was a scheme that Ty set up because of the music video? Are you talking about for Honda Civic? Like, was that, like, did that happen to get people talking about her, to listen to her music? I think that would be a foolish ass way to do that. I think that would be a foolish ass way to do that. Do I think that it was I don't even think it was a scheme set up by Todd. Because that would suggest a level of savvy. That would suggest a level of like calculation. And I don't know if they got it. You know what I'm saying? I think if anything, it was like, I could totally buy them being in on it. I could totally buy them being in on it. But a scheme in order to pump her music, thank you for the follows. That don't make sense to me personally. Because to me, it makes me want to listen to your music even less. Now, I do think that she knows at this point that she is popular for controversy. But if it was, I think it would make more sense if it was for the music, right? It would have made more sense for the person to call in, say it, and for the response to be, no, y'all, we don't do that over here, blah, blah, blah. I stand against things like that, to like create positive attention around herself. In my mind. Like, I could see a scheme being set up to do that. You know what I'm saying? But her laughing, that was for real. That was for real. Not she gonna drop a diss track featuring Louis. The Knicks posted a Landria. You know what, Miss Petty? I don't give a fuck about no teams posting Landria, because the NFL was all on their jock while they was in the villa, only to give a sponsorship to that one little girl. No. Stop trying to get clicks and views with our girl's image. Run her a bag. Otherwise, miss me with that performative shit. I know who they are, girl. I'm just saying, I don't give a fuck about no teams. I don't give a fuck about, because it's giving performative. It wasn't the NFL, it was Peacock. Child. And who ran the ass spot? Who let the ass spot be bought and ran? I know the Knicks are the NBA, y'all. I'm just saying, I don't give a fuck about anybody. NFL, NBA, MLB, none of them motherfuckers, MLS, nobody posting her picture without running a bag. I don't care. It's giving, you want clicks and views. I don't care. I don't care. How do I feel about Janae liking a negative comment about Honda Civic? What did she like that was negative about her? Whatever the soccer league one is, y'all. What soccer? The comment said that she was, there was nothing to be jealous of. And what does Janae have to be jealous of? Honda is a deadbeat mom. Is that what it said, y'all? Child, I don't know. The one out here, the one in the States. What does Janae have to be jealous of? Because she's a baby mom and she has a botched BBL? Something like that. So wait, Rachel, it is MLS in the States? Those are the highlights. Oh, see, Rachel, I was right, y'all. It is MLS in the States. Okay, you found the comment, user. Will you tell me what the comment says, please? And then I will tell you my thought. It's fine, Ivy. No, I know, Christina, from when I bought my house. I'm trying to wait for the comment. I mean, I'll say this. I'll say this. I think it's interesting for Honda Civics. Hood fans love claiming everyone and their mama is jealous of her. What is there to be jealous of? I will say this. Whatever the comment said, I will say this. I think it's always a little audacious of people who actively engage. Oh, being a deadbeat mother, being a single mom, being racist, crashing out over men. Thank you, users, putting the whole comment in here. Botched plastic surgery or the BBL. Name things these people are jealous. Okay. So the comment said, Hooded fans love claiming everyone and their mama is jealous of her. What's there to be jealous of? Being a deadbeat mother, being a single mom, being racist, crashing out over men, botched plastic surgery, or the BBL. Name things these people are jealous of. That's what the comment said that she liked. And what do I think about that? I mean, ultimately, I feel like Janae can like whatever the fuck she want to like. Ultimately, that's what my overall perspective around it, right? She can like whatever comment she want to like. Tashina, I am being nice. She can like whatever comment she want to like. You feel me? Ultimately, I will say that I have done my best as a person that has commented on the show to not bring up her motherhood, to not have commentary about that. Personally, that said, it is very audacious of fans to be mad at Janae liking that comment while they were actively being racist toward Janae. Like, it's very audacious of you to feel like black women should just continue to eat shit and smile. Very fucking audacious of you. And I'm here for a black woman being like, actually, no, the fuck I'm not. I'm not doing that shit for you. I don't care. That doesn't bother me. You know? So for me, whatever I would or wouldn't say, or whatever I would and wouldn't engage with, is my own personal opinion, right? Exactly, Emoy. But like, Janae doesn't owe anything to them. I agree, Anna. Same. I do my best to like not try to go into certain realms, you know what I'm saying? And ultimately, who gonna check her, boo? And you know what, Moonlight? That's a valid point. I just try not to make judgments around it, personally. Because I can appreciate that there are some things I don't know, right? There are just some things I don't know. There's some things I don't know. And I think it's a lie to say that Honda Civic has a botched BBO. Hi, India. Somebody just asked me what I thought about Janae's liking of a particular comment on her page. I think that's dishonest to say that she has a botched BBL. I try not to like body shame either. When I talk shit about people, I feel like I'm smart enough to talk shit without having to do all that. No shade to the commenter, okay? But I feel like I'm smart enough to talk shit without having to do that. And I try not to judge like her motherhood, right? Because I don't fucking know her situation. And I've made this argument before, and I stand by. For all I know, that woman was the full-time caretaker of her child for the first however many years of her child's life. And she said, I'm about to go pursue my career and it's your turn. I don't fucking know. I don't know. So I don't comment about it because I don't fucking know. So I don't make judgment about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't fucking know. I will make judgment about what I see from your behavior, but I don't know all the other shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but also, Janae does not owe anybody anything. Janae don't owe, oh, she should keep it classy. I actually don't. Listen, I'm a huge fan of when you go low, I go to hell. I'm a huge fan of that as appropriate. And Sarah's, however I choose to parent, however a person chooses to parent, as long as it is not harming the child is cared for, the child is loved, I don't actually care. None of the rest of that is my fucking business. None of the rest of that is my business. Are they fed? Are they clothed? Are they clean? Do they have somewhere safe to live? Are they in safe environments? Are they with safe adults? Are they healthily developing? Are they like, then I don't care about anything else. Personally. She didn't comment anything. She liked a comment. So for me, it's like, I personally don't comment around that. I'm not mad at Janae for liking the comment though. Siobhan, that's another fantastic point. Truth be told, she may be safer where she is. People always have this presumption that like sometimes the parent actually doesn't need to be around. The child is better off with, so I don't fucking know. And I personally am not going to comment myself about it, but I'm not mad at Janae. Again, y'all are in my comments talking all kind of shit to me. I'm going to like whatever comment I fucking want to like. Janae has had a rough year. She don't owe them people shit. She don't owe y'all class. She don't owe nobody grace. She don't owe y'all nothing. Nothing. She owes you nothing. Sarah's, I don't disagree with that. They have a bottomless list of demands for Black women. Exactly. So no, you're never going to get me. Wait, you found the pick me? Wait, what are they saying? You're never going to get me to like tell a Black woman that like Janae's going through it. No, man. I don't know what that means. Do you, that's weird. That you can only be good in life if you have a man? That's embarrassing. Are you not embarrassed? Are you not embarrassed? That only by having a man can you be okay in life? That's not embarrassing to you? That's weird. We don't do that over here. Look, do or die, okay? No. Happy relationships make you happy? Baby, no. Baby, no. Huh? I need you to be happy already, baby. I need you to already be happy. I need you to not be looking externally all the time. I need you to give yourself more butterfly hugs. Take yourself on more dates, okay? I need you to see about yourself. I need you to intrinsically. Within, have your own happiness, okay? Because no, our happiness cannot be externalized. The first relationship you're in is with yourself. Anywho, and yeah, I mean, if that is like supposed to be shade at Janae, that's weird considering the person that you would be shading her for, her man told her that her breath stinks on live. To the whole world that was watching them. That's not a, so why are you shading Janae on her behalf? That's weird. That's weird. That said, Janae don't owe nobody nothing. Janae don't owe nobody nothing. Okay? Siobhan, don't tell me that again. Because that is the part that had me dying. I was dying at that part. But yeah, that part cracked me up. But no, I don't think Janae owes anybody anything. I'm not mad at her for liking the comment. It's messy, whatever. She doesn't work a job where that really fucking matters. I'm about to block you, Lou. Say something else ridiculous. If Kenny didn't mess up, she never would have had to shade Huda like that. So you're just gonna ignore that her friends, her fans being racist is what caused that? Lou says Honda? Honda. I love that for her. I love that for her. Okay, y'all, I got it. Not one following. They probably following me, child, like a weirdo. Blocked. Yeah. Hallie. Short for halitosis. Y'all are stupid. I think she would not have even made, I don't think she would have made it very far. A, do you have something in particular you want me to chat about? I think I've chatted about all the Love Island stuff already, y'all. All the things. I will be making some videos for subs about Ola and Michelle. Just a couple of quick thoughts. Nothing too deep, nothing too major. I don't think he's delusional. No, yeah. Does Ola need to drop Nick to go bigger? Oh, y'all got a whole bunch of stuff. Did I... Chelsea? Touch on Chelsea? No, who's Chelsea? These are good questions. Does Ola need to drop Nick to go bigger? I did discuss Ace's new video, so this will be posted on, no, you know what? I'm not watching Selling Sunset because last season it was just too many racial microaggressions. And macroaggressions. I didn't want to watch it again. But y'all, I will be posting this onto YouTube. So you'll see what I had to say about Alan before. I did not talk about Nick's Snapchat thing because I don't know anything about it. As far as like dropping Nick to go bigger, I think that's a weird statement. I'm going to tell you what that sounds like to me. And you tell me if I'm misunderstanding. I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt, okay? I might be misunderstanding. But what that sounds like to me is like you presume that Nick and Alandria are a PR relationship. Because that would be the only way that I could imagine someone positioning it as like she needs to drop Nick to go bigger. If they're in a relationship and they like each other, why would she drop him simply to go bigger? That to me feels like you don't actually think it's real. And I disagree with that. Somebody in the comments, you know what? My moderator had muted them for 5 minutes. Their 5 minutes must be up. We probably just need to mute them for the whole live. So yeah, y'all, it's not for clout. It's not, that's a weird question. And it's not, I don't think it's being asked in good faith, right? And it's not, again, y'all, it's not, a Landry could be with a fucking teacher. She could be with a fucking regular, and I'm not saying that like teachers are not shit. I'm saying it like a regular Joe Schmo. A Landry could be with a regular Joe fucking Schmo. She still would be the diamond of season 7, and she still would be getting to her fucking bag, and she still would be doing all of her shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of that would change. None of that would change. She doesn't need a man. She doesn't need a man in order to elevate herself. That's weird. Right? Because what that then suggests, and let's say it was asked in good faith. What that suggests is that there's this also belief around she's only successful because of a man. And that simply is not true. We all listened to her team say, we were watching the show, putting ourselves together for when she got the fuck out. They said the doors of the church are open, baby, and we are ready to receive. They were waiting on her. They didn't care where she placed. Y'all tell me another Islander that had a team building themselves before, just from watching her on TV, before she even got out. That girl was destined, period. She'd been speaking that over her life for years at this point. She knew what the fuck she was doing. And Nick, yes, absolutely cares about her enough as a person. Just as a person, right? Where he said, you want these things? I'm also going to speak that over you. She is going to do this. She is going to do that. She is going to do this. Let me bring you into my fold in the things that I'm doing. Absolutely. And she was going to be that girl. She was going to be in the rooms. Because let's keep it a whole buck. Kulani Keeney's is not the biggest thing she's done. That's not the biggest thing that she's done at this point, right? And yes, he brought her into, yes, absolutely, that got her in spaces and places, right? But that's not the biggest thing she's done at this point. Clock it, Ella. It's one of the smallest at this point. I didn't see the cheers, right? Even Agua, I agree. They just have the best marketing because they fed us content for a long time, right? And Kulani Keeney and Agua the Freaky did fantastic work. Amazing work. Beautiful job, right? But those are like her small beginnings at this point. So she was always going to be in the room. So that's crazy to me to think that she as a woman was ever going to need a man. Because we see other couples that are couples, right? That are not at the same level of acclaim. So it's not just, oh, well, she needed the couple. Because that doesn't necessarily mean anything just to be in a couple, right? That doesn't necessarily mean anything per se. And I think it's really powerful. To your point, Giselle, she's a name in her own right at this, right? I think it's really powerful when two people are like, I'm the shit and you the shit and we the shit together. And I love that for them. That's dope as fuck. And the thing that's most beautiful about that, right, is that the thing that's most beautiful about that, right, is I talk a lot about what makes healthy, successful relationships for black couples. And while they are not two black people, she is a black woman. And one of those things is having an independent identity. That's something that we see in the research. You need to be an independent person separate from me. Even as we are one, you need to also be independent. You need to have your own shit going on. And couples have said, these couples married for 10 years or more, that was a contributing factor to their success as a couple. So I love that for them, that they already have that. That's beautiful. And unfortunately, I'm watching some of the other couples that are our black love couples not doing the things that actually help couples to be successful long term, to have long term, enduring, healthy relationships, right? Everything is centered around one partner, and then the other partner is seen as an extension of that one partner. There's no separate identity. And that's not, that can get very tricky very fast. Because what happens when you look up one day and you realize, who am I? Who am I outside of this person? Outside of this relationship, who am I, right? Clock it, Rachel. So, I actually love that for them. That they are, listen, Fontaine. That makes sense, Christina. Bunny smiles. Period. Listen, I'm giving y'all game, right? The fact that, like somebody said in my last live, they were like, the best thing that Alandra's team could have done was had her walk that red carpet at the BMAs by herself. That set the tone for who she was going to be. They said, yes, that's beautiful that y'all are together. Yes, that's beautiful that you're a couple and we will do couple things. And she will be a star in her own right. And that's the type of people you should have in your corner. Not the ones that the only time I ever fucking see you is with that. And here's the thing. Here's the thing about that fan base, right? Because somebody said they want Shelly to have a stronger fan base. They're too A-centered. Because they are, no shade, the Kikis, right? Exactly, Miss Petty. They set her up to be seen as an individual. You see, they're not the black love, black love, black love. And they're pick-me's. They're pick-me's, right? And so they're what the person just said in my comment, right? Of like, you gotta have a man. You need a man. I just want a man. They sitting at home on their couch, feeling whatever way they feel about not having a man or not having a good man, and trying to live vicariously through Michelle to Michelle's detriment or not. They don't give a fuck. They don't actually give a fuck. They don't give a fuck if it's good for her. They don't care. They just want to live vicariously through her. And what's wild, and that's what I was about to get to, AS. A lot of them, clock it, a lot of them they're too busy hating on Olandria to put any real support behind her. They're too busy spending their time hating other people rather than putting their support behind her. Actually, Z, and I've said this before, as someone that has been on the receiving end of nearly every fan base, at least of the Black couples, right? And then Nick and Alandria's fan base, right? The only ones that act like that are Honda's fans and Michelle and Alan's fans. I've been on the receiving end of majority of fan bases. They're the only two that act the same. They're the only two. And I think it's because of the same, right? Like it's yeah, not even Clayler or Tark is what I call him, right? I think it's because of, again, a lot of people like Honda Civic because she meets Instagram baddie. She's what they consider pretty girl, right? And she's extremely male-centered, right? So they relate, they connect, right? Anna, it was a slip of the tongue one day and I haven't let it go. And similarly, they're watching her world center around him. I'm just saying I'm not being shady. I'm not being shady, P. I don't think Honda Civic is ugly. I don't think she's ugly. I'm just saying she has a very particular look. She has a very particular look. If you're into Instagram baddie, she's the look. Shayla. My Shayla. Now y'all know. Y'all ain't got no act right. In the comments. I can't. And that's what it is too, right? She's Kardashian, right? She's very Kardashian coded, right? And so they the same way they like that Kardashian coded lip filler, BBLs, you know, particular features, right? Particular features. And so, yes, Shayla. And so, yeah, they act the same. Those are the only two fan bases that I've seen act like that. They're the only two fan bases I've seen act like that. So I don't think all fan bases have people that act that way. Exactly, Mel D. I think a lot of it is featureism, right? Like people like Michelle because she is a black woman that has softer features, right? She literally looks like a little baby doll. Like she's so gorgeous. Looks like a little baby doll. Olandria is gorgeous but striking, right? She's more high fashion. She's got the sharp line. She gives very much model, right? Look. Very different, right? And I think people they get caught up in that that featureism. I sound like their stylist. Their stylist have said that. Yeah, and y'all, I don't engage. I will say this too. Y'all are right. I will say this about y'all saying that their fan base, Michelle's fan base is more so Alan's fans. I think that's because Michelle lost the shared fan base with Alandria. Not everybody, right? But some people. She lost that shared fan base that we were the girls, right? We were rooting for the girls, right? And then she lost that. So now all she has left are the male-centered people. That I'm a fan of you because you're with Alan. Right? And so I think that that's the sisterhood fans, right? So I can actually see that as I'm thinking about it, what y'all are saying, because when their fan base come into my comments, it's very rare, and my DMs, it's very rarely in defense of Michelle, and it's almost always in defense of Alan. The American Dream clock it. Like, they'll say her name. Oh, child. They're going to report me to the board. I had one in my... It's not funny. But one of them was in my DMs 3 nights ago. And was telling me how they had contact with Alan's management. And they were going to reach out, and I was going to get a cease and desist, and they sent me a screenshot of the proof of their being in relationship and in contact with management, and it literally was just them following the management's TikTok. Like, please, right? I've had them tell me they were going to report me to the board, child. I had them tell me, that I had said things I've never said. You accused, somebody said I accused him of being a rapist. Like, just, I'm like, what do y'all be saying? What are y'all talking about? I sent one of them, I sent them the direct link to report me to the board. Please go do it. Stop threatening me and just do it. Stop threatening me. Stop coming into my inbox threatening me. Please. So that I can have your information and put you on a lawsuit. Please go ahead and please file the paperwork. Please. They said they're going to report me to the board as a therapist, y'all. The therapist board. And then they be thinking they funny. They be Texas. And I'm like, yeah, it's not a secret. I'm not hiding. Like, I'm not, it's public information, baby. Thank you. It's public information. It was never giving hiding. Is that what you thought? I just sent them the link, baby. Go ahead. Because as soon as you do it and I get the report with your information, you're going on a lawsuit. Please. Because you got to put your information in. Anyway, let me not get on that. But like, don't keep coming into my shit. I'm just letting you know to take it down, or we're gonna, or what? Or what? Huh? I don't gotta like that man, and there ain't nothing you could do about it. I could keep talking shit about him as long as I feel like. And what about it? What are you gonna do? Nothing. Nothing. Leave me alone. Like, what is wrong with y'all? I don't know. Maybe. They don't. They don't have two thoughts. They sharing. The whole fan base is sharing one fucking brain cell. I don't be saying nothing bad about him, Care Bear. Oh no, Kismet, it was way worse. This ain't even a crash out. This is calm. Like, let me help because my boo just can't, they can't control themselves. So let me help you control yourself. No, on God, Shayla, this is keeping it cute. Even we have got it worse from Tina than this. Listen. Monjama, I just had to block them. You know, they be coming in here, they be like, oh my God, I heard my dad's name that I don't know. Oh, I heard my lover that doesn't know me's name. I need to come in this live. Like, I know y'all have school in the morning. Go to sleep. Relax. My son is my king. Like, please. Do your mama know you still up right now? Tell her to turn the goddamn Wi-Fi off at a certain time. I did already give my thoughts. So this will be on YouTube later, y'all. Okay, y'all. Yeah, they're just, I seen all that right before I came on, and I was like, I will address it because I knew y'all was going to want to know. Look, put some screen time restrictions. Listen, don't even, the way I be reporting these motherfuckers for being children. Listen, India, under the covers with their phones when they should be under the cover with a book and a flashlight. Big up your life. Oh, thank you, boo. My YouTube is linked to the to my page. If you go to my actual face and click on it, there will be two links. One of them is to my Google form and where you can ask me questions, and one of them is to my YouTube channel. But it's my same handle, CX Limit. Listen, we used to be back in the day under the covers with a flashlight, reading a book, getting told, go to sleep. Go to sleep. Child, Care Bear, I tried to watch Love Cabin. Y'all. Babysitter's Club. Listen, and I watched the TV show. And I watched the reboot when it came out. And I watched the movies. It was giving, it was a little too directed. Like, Ray J, what are you doing? What are you doing? I love me some Pippi Longstocking. Oh, listen, I'm not above trash TV. I love trash TV. I can't do that. I read Sweet Valley High too, and I watched the TV show. That's where I knew y'all watched The Game. That's where I knew her from, was Sweet Valley High. Listen, my baby girl was in Barnes and Nobles today, getting her a new book while she waited for me to come pick her up from getting her nails done. Exactly, P. Exactly. Ray J was being a weirdo. Being a weirdo. But y'all, I loved nonfiction. So I used to read a lot of books about the Holocaust, the Armenian genocide. I loved reading autobiographies. I've always been interested in people. So it should be no shocker I became a therapist, right? I like knowing people's stories. Nick was supposed to be the star of the relationship. Fans held him back. I don't even think Nick feels like that, so that's weird. Do you watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City? I started it. I'm still in the first season, y'all. They don't know, child. They don't know. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Potomac. About Potomac. Tia is giving. Tia is really that girl. And Jazzy can come on next season too. Maybe. Because Jazzy, her reads are beautiful and she is so fucking male-centered. I don't know. I don't know. The two babies, I don't know. And still engaged, I don't know. I don't think it could be me personally. I don't think it could be me. It's a little delulu. You know? Oh, they married. I was married now. They married now. And my thing is, I don't know, y'all. But her reads are good. I like it. But I will say, listen, though, I feel like she dragging it about this Wendy thing, y'all. I feel like she dragging it. And I feel like what's going to happen is it's going to be not even that deep. Okay, P. I feel like it's not even going to be that deep. Because you taking too long to just say the shit. I agree about Angel. Angel is giving the girl who got the man with the bag, and that's my personality. She can't read with the worlds. Here's the thing about Angel that's disappointing. Is Angel is like, she really made a name for herself. Like, she really was that girl in the industry. Why are we not getting that? Oh, Bobby. And I could see if they, well, I mean, because I used to be like that about Chris. And I mean, sometimes I still am. But I have a personality outside of that man. You know what I mean? And ain't nothing wrong with being like, my man. You know? But like, who are you too? And I think that's the thing that's missing for Angel. Is we're not getting Angel. Angel spun without Kay. But outside of that, And Kay has just become so unenjoyable to watch this season for me. Miss Petty, clock it. Okay. Like, it's giving, she, Kay feels like, Kiana just feels like she's so, my perception, Real Housewives of Potomac, I think she's unhappy in her romantic relationship and she's taking it out everywhere else. Because, listen, the thing for me with Kay last season, I liked Kay when she was a friend. And then she came on the show last season and I was like, ooh, I don't know. Because I didn't like the way her and that relationship was. And for me, I just can't never really get too far behind a pick-me-ass woman. I personally cannot. Personally. Doesn't mean other people can't like them. But I personally cannot. You can't talk to me crazy and I'm still running behind you trying to get a ring, even though that's not fun to me to watch. Those are not the kind of girls I like to watch. And Giselle gets on my motherfucking nerves, okay? I like her a lot more without Robin. I'm going to be honest about that. I have liked her a lot more without Robin. But if it's one thing I will always give Giselle is that she don't never really give pick me, and I can vibe with that. You feel me? She keep a band, you know what I'm saying? She keep a little something something or a couple of something somethings, and I'm not mad at that. And it has never, like, I feel like she was a great example to her daughters in that way. It doesn't mean that you don't try to find love. It doesn't mean that you aren't open to love. It doesn't mean that you don't date. But your entire identity does not center around being picked by some man. And Ope, maybe she is and we don't see it on TV, but I'm glad I don't see it on TV. Giselle, we're talking about Giselle. Robin is somewhere selling hats, child. And doing the Reasonably Shady podcast. Would I consider Karen and Candace male-centered? No. I would not. And listen, the hats are selling, okay? Ain't nothing wrong with a satin line hat. Okay, my love, good night. Listen, y'all, she doing her thing. Do I like Karen? I think Karen is good TV. I think she's funny. She's messy and inconsistent. But I don't perceive Karen as male-centered. Here's why I don't perceive Karen as male-centered. Because to me, Karen... Miss Betty, here's why I don't perceive her as male-centered. Because she loves her husband, right? And she be trying to act like that's her identity, but you could tell Karen be putting on a fucking show. Okay? You know she be low-key over there doing what the fuck she want to do. And she be trying to pretend on TV. Karen ain't full of me. She loves her man, but she is not male-centered. She's not, that's her end-all, be-all, that's her whole world. You know what I'm saying? And as far as Candace, I don't perceive her as male-centered either because she keeps it a buck with her man. I love my man. I want my man. I'm happy to have my man. And if I was male-centered, my entire identity would center around you. Everything would be about having a man. Like, that's not what I get from Karen or from Candace. Somebody asked, would I perceive Justine from Love Island as male-centered? In some ways, yes. In some ways, naive. Chris said, yes, she is. Candace is not back on the show, and neither is Karen. Somebody just asked me about them. KK, I agree. Yeah, I think we have seen enough from Justine. I don't disagree, Christina. We have seen enough from Justine to be like, girl, lock them fucking knees and stand up. I don't know if Candace will be back next year. I think that got floated. But I don't know if she even wants to come back. Candace got on my nerves, but she definitely was good TV. She definitely was good TV. Not with Monique coming back as a friend of. Have they not buried that yet? She and Ali knew each other biblically. Y'all are funny. They still haven't buried that? I mean, I guess people got sued and shit, huh? So I guess, yeah, maybe that's not something you forgive. Candace is great TV with the reads, okay? No, Candace wasn't on. Oh, you're talking about somebody on Perfect Match. Yeah, I don't know if I think Candace will come back because that baby is so young. I don't know if she would want to engage with the girls like that and be, you know what I'm saying? With like, I think that I could see her prioritizing motherhood. Do I think that Stacey tried to get with Chris Samuels? I think Stacey gonna do whatever the fuck Stacey want to do. And Stacey clocked them this past episode. Y'all are just so mad because I am myself and y'all just can't get me to be somebody else and y'all just don't like that. She ain't wrong. She ain't wrong. How do we feel about Portia Williams and what? Oh my God, Stacey's so funny. She's so funny. I don't really feel anything about Portia. I used to think Portia was hilarious. I haven't watched her recently. Oh, Portia and Phaedra being back together. It's a little, I mean, I don't know if I could forgive someone that had me thinking that somebody was going to try to grate me. I don't know if I could personally like move past that, but more power to her, I guess. Frickin' frack, right? I just, like Portia. That make me call Portia. Listen, I just want to know how to train. How did the train, where was it underground? Like, how did it move underground? You know what I'm saying? Oh, Portia, girl. We haven't talked about Wendy. Listen. That's why I can't watch Real Housewives of Atlanta no more. Because it's just not the same without Wendy. I mean, not without Wendy, without Nene. And it's not the same without like that particular production team. When Carlos King was there, that was like just gold ass fucking TV. Gold TV. That cast, the production team, like it was gold. And it just has not been the same without it. It's what made the franchise. Do I think Cynthia is male-centered? Yes. I think Cynthia is one of those women that's not until she has a man. She's one of those women that I be telling y'all, like, you got to be mindful of the girls that don't, not that she's been like, fuck these men, right? But you got to be mindful of the women that are like, fuck these men until they have a man. Oh, yes, girl, I watched Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm waiting for it to come right back on to my streaming network. And I will be watching and I will be reviewing. You smell good, baby. Thank you. You're welcome. Is it terrible now? See, I can't watch it in real time because I don't have actual TV. I can only stream it. I know that Melody is not on there. Listen, cause Shayla, why did he grab my foot though?
What?
Shayla gonna say, hide the toes.
You don't need to be remembering that.
I'm screaming. Okay, y'all. Yeah, I'm glad she left, but she did marry 2 different men while she was on the show. Curry. She did. Which, listen, she should have trusted her gut about Peter because she knew. My nail tech was rewatching the episodes and Cynthia knew. She knew. And she went on through with it anyway, child. You live in, you don't learn? Too many things came out I haven't see, I don't keep up with the PR outside of the show. So I only be knowing what's going on the show. But I've heard my nail tech and we be chatting about reality TV. And good night. And she was telling me that I guess a bunch of stuff has come out about the Huntsville people. But I don't know any of it. I don't know any of it. I don't think that any black women should apply. I think they will probably recruit some, though. And I think that if we see black women on the show, then they're probably going to be there. I think that we're going to be able to see. I think season 8 of Love Island, y'all, is going to look very much like you're going to really be able to tell people are there to make a name for themselves. I think it's going to be very, very clear. It's not going to be no curiosity around like, oh, well, maybe they're there for love. I think after the shit show that was season 7, high ride, that it's going to be about making a name for yourself. We literally all had to watch in real time Melody being harassed and stalked by her ex-husband. That man is unhinged. Who's coleslaw? Listen, dark skinned lover girl, Tisha is the epitome of, what do I tell y'all? The girl, what did I tell y'all about, what's her name? The side piece. Oh, see, y'all, I don't know nothing about that. Okay. I tell y'all all the time, not because she's a side child. I tell y'all all the time, women, I told y'all this about Sparkle Megan. You say you want to be a stay-at-home mom. You want your identity to center around your man, but then you're making moves that don't actually align with that. She allowed herself to get married to a man. We about to get off to Miss Petty. She allowed herself to get married to a man that he wanted you to be a barefoot and pregnant stay-at-home woman. Center yourself around me. Okay? And she was going to get her goddamn degree. One of these things is not like the other. So that was never going to work. Because she didn't actually want that. She was willing to do it because religion, because he's the man, because of patriarchal norms. She was willing to do some things and think that she could do some things because of that. But that's not what she wanted. And dark skinned lover girl, Tisha is what happens when you get raised by pick me women too. And now Tisha is going to have the experience of what happens when who you actually are does not align with the identity that you have built for your husband. So y'all don't give me no spoilers. I'm going to watch it when it Kristen, I'm going to watch it when it comes on. But okay, I love y'all down. We will be back again on Friday. We will have panel on Friday. And then I'll be back again on Sunday with another panel. I love y'all down. Have a great night.